What's up, family? This is Big Shiny Helmet, man. Today we're talking about Elijah Schaffer. He's an alt-right goon known for saying things like,
and you're not an American because originally you were slaves and you didn't even have value. White people are better than black people, even if they are. No, I'm kidding.
And you're in public. If a black person chimps out at you and you call them the N-word, white people will be the ones to defend them. A lot of us are just like fatigued by black behavior. You know, screw these black people chimping out over a word. Our country didn't even give them citizenship. I had a black person steal my wallet just the other day in Florida. I got jumped really badly. I had like some permanent health problems by a group of black guys. I had the right to shoot those black kids as they were leaving, probably in the back, and there would be no evidence. And no one would have sympathy for them if some rioters got shot. I'd like to fuck Irina Zarutska if she was alive. Unfortunately, she had a different dagger put into her than mine. And
today he's going to give us a bunch of reasons why he believes white people should have enslaved Cubans instead of black folks.
Cubans are interesting. Besides being dangerous drivers who, I hate to say this, it's going to be very anti-Wignat here, but obviously impoverished Cubans in the barrios of Miami are obviously hard to live with, but the Cubans make me wish we never had blacks here. We should just enslave the Cubans because Cubans actually integrate quite well into Miami. Yes, the Spanish is a problem. They don't integrate.
Okay, family, right off the bat, just notice he's not morally against slavery. He's talking about slavery like America just picked the wrong group. Like, no, we shouldn't have raped and murdered them. We should have raped and murdered them. Not, hey, we're raping and murdering, but we're raping and murdering the wrong people. You see the difference there? That's the mind of a white supremacist. It's probably one of the most lowest forms of thinking that you could possibly do. This dude, like many other white supremacists, they honestly believe that maybe America would have worked out better if another group occupied the slave caste that we built. It's like, what? So all that talk about assimilating and behavior and morality and Christianity, that's bullshit, y'all. That lets you know the conversation is not about morality. It's not about crime. It's not about social stability. It's not about behavior. It's about racial hierarchy. That is what white supremacy is about. Group dominance. And this is the same reason why so many white supremacist narratives always circle back to black people specifically. No matter what the topic they start on, it always comes back to black people. White boy shoots Charlie Kirk. Well, we're going to go threaten a bunch of HBCUs. White man walking around with a gun on his hip and a microphone and a camera, antagonizing black folks by calling you niggers in the street for no reason whatsoever. The problem isn't him. The problem is us for being so emotional and reacting to him. This is white supremacy, y'all. But he's got more.
They don't learn English and they don't drive well. But like, you've lived in Florida, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you lived on the east side?
Tampa.
No, but the east side.
No, I didn't. I was in Tampa.
The Cubans are like kind of fantastic.
We had a lot of Cubans.
Yeah, but I mean that in a way.
Bodegas. I love the bodegas.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The Cubans are kind of fantastic. Like, the Cubans remind me of like Blue or something. Where like they wish they were white, and they don't give you shit. There's no racial issues with Cubans. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, family. See, he's doing the sleight of hand trick again. He's speaking this way because he knows his audience doesn't know and they don't care about the history of Cubans in America. They just want the anti-Cuban, the racist rhetoric. That's what they want. They don't give a fuck about the facts. So let's make this a teaching moment here. He says Cubans integrate better without explaining why Cuban outcomes in Miami were different historically. See, this is what these guys always do. They skip over the system part. Cubans didn't just magically appear in Miami and become successful out of nowhere. The U.S. government literally gave Cuban immigrants special treatment during the Cold War because Cuba was communist. That means they got legal advantages, refugee status, residency pathways. They got political protections. They even got anti-communist support. They got financial assistance. Meanwhile, black Americans, we're dealing with segregation and redlining. We're getting exclusions from GI Bill benefits, even though we fought in every war here in America. We got discriminatory lending, over-policing in our neighborhoods. It's like he's comparing two groups that have a completely different experience under government conditions here in America. And he's doing that intentionally because, well, he's a white supremacist. Let me run this part back one more time. There's a part in here I don't think you guys caught.
The Cubans remind me of like Blue or something, where like they wish they were white, and they don't give you shit. There's no racial issues with Cubans. You know what I'm saying?
See that part right there? He's saying they wish they were white. And that's the real reason why he likes Cubans or other groups more. This is the reason why the Democrats and the Republicans, regardless of the political party, this is the reason why they choose other groups over Black Americans. It's not just Cubans, it's all other groups. It's not because they commit less crime or they're magically more civilized. It's just because they wish they were white. Black Americans are the only group here in America who have not legitimized white supremacy. We haven't signed any treaties. We haven't made any deals, nothing. So what he's saying is, in white society, we like when other groups don't challenge white supremacy. That's it. There's no racial tension. They don't give you shit. They basically just lay down and take it. And that's why he's saying he likes Cubans or any other group other than Black Americans. You see, the reason why Black Americans can't do something like that is because our entire existence, our entire history, our culture here in America is that of resistance. Every step of the way here in America, Black Americans have resisted white supremacy. So anytime Black folks speak on race, it automatically threatens the mythology of innocent white America. There is no innocent white America. And Black Americans being here is always a reminder to them. And that's why you hear somebody like Elijah Schaffer sit here and say, well, I'll take Cubans. I'll take anybody. But there's more.
There's no racial tensions. Does that make sense? Like they're like third worlders in the fact that there's driving problems and like language problems. Like there's problems. I'm not pro-white. I only want white immigration. Trust me. That's ideal. But there's just not the same problems with Cubans that you have with anybody else, right? Like the Cubans are generally pro-freedom, pro-gun. There are Cuban gangs. There's white gangs, dude. There's a lot of gangs. But they're not like El Salvadorans or like Guatemalans or Mexicans.
Clearly, as you can tell, this is old school racial hierarchy logic. America has always done this. It's not new. It's that good immigrant, bad immigrant, model minority, dangerous minority. Trust me, this is old school white supremacy. It's like a fullback dive in the playbook. That's how vintage it is. They did it to the Irish. They did it to the Italians. They did it to the Jews, the Mexicans, Chinese, and obviously us Black Americans. The rankings change depending on whatever the labor needs are at that point, right? Like whatever the politics are of the moment, whatever the usefulness to power is, that's how their rankings change. That's why one generation's dangerous immigrants magically become hardworking Americans all in the same year.
Where there's like the Cubans are generally like you get a Cuban driver on a Uber Black and he'll just like sell you some Cuban cigars that he has stuffed in his tire compartment, at a nice rate. Like, and then the Cuban women, less slutty than the whites in Miami. And I don't like the of the West. I don't like it. I'm not for it. But I'd much rather live in Miami. And in Miami, I'm scared of blacks, not Cubans. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I carry a gun, a P-43X, because I'm scared of blacks than I am Cubans. And Cubans won't just like kill you on the street like blacks. And so like,
okay, see, that's what he wanted to say this whole time. That's the core of this entire little rant he's going on. Everything before this was just him warming up to say that. Remember, guys, the idea that Black people are naturally criminal is one of the oldest propaganda campaigns in U.S. history. After slavery ended, America had a problem, and they couldn't legally justify controlling Black people as slaves anymore. So they created laws like vagrancy laws, meaning homelessness. If you were homeless, you got arrested and you went back to the plantations, you're back in slavery. So slave became criminal, thug, or dangerous, or predator, or gang member. That transition is literally documented by Black scholars and historians. The stereotype itself was built politically. And once you understand that, suddenly all the media patterns start to make sense. You start noticing crime graphics with incorrect crime statistics. You start noticing the mugshots and faces of white criminals being withheld from the public versus black people who they just put right on the screen, even if it's the wrong person. You get the local news framing. You get political fear campaigns like Hillary Clinton and Super Predator. You get all the urban crime language. Welfare queen narratives come from that. You get the gang narratives like, what about Chicago? Them niggas in Chicago killing everybody every weekend. What about niggas in Chicago? Like, come on, man. It's the same script. It's just a different decade.
What I'm saying is, like, if we have to have a minority problem, I feel like Cubans, like, think about this, like Marco Rubio isn't standing on a desk being like, Viva la puerta! Like, it's like Cubans, like, when they do integrate, they're like, yeah, speaking Spanish, but they're not like a nuisance, right? You're not like Mexicans are a nuisance in LA. They're like loud and their lawns are bad. Like when Cubans integrate, you cannot tell them apart. It's like,
so yeah, right there, he just confirms it. White supremacy values minorities based on how invisible they become around white folks. That's the whole game. That's where you get white Latinos from and Latinos for Trump. They do their best to blend in. That's their whole existence here, is blending in. And Trump is literally telling them, I am sending you home if you vote for me. And then they vote for him anyway. So this is him just praising minorities for being socially invisible. Not for morality or humanity, but for their invisibility. That's how they want groups assimilating to what they consider a decent and functioning society.
and a lot of them are good people. Like Trump said, like it's like a few of Mexicans are good. Yeah, a few Mexicans are good. A lot of Cubans are good people.
Yeah.
But I don't want them here. So let's go fix their country and get them to stop coming here. And kind of like the El Salvadorans, it's like, let's get them to invest back in their country. Like, think about if we could fix some of these countries. The CIA kind of fucked up a lot of countries. So
Yeah.
let's fix some of their countries and get them to stop coming here. Because no one's going to stop them from coming here. So let's just fix their countries. And let's give, like a lot of El Salvadorans are buying Airbnbs, going back to their country. Like, give them a reason to invest, you know? And quite frankly, we did stop Jewish immigration to the United States. We did stop it. Like, whether you like it or not, like Jews are emigrating at a higher rate they're immigrating. Like they are leaving.
They have a nation now. Before they didn't.
Yeah, but that's the same concept.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, I'm not happy, but
Yeah, you're right.
let's give them a country to emigrate to. Like, hey.
Okay, let me point something out here. Family, that's the scam. Think about it. He recognizes that they've destabilized these different places. So if he understands America can destabilize El Salvador and Guatemala and Cuba and Latin America, then why, when it comes to black folks, it's suddenly impossible to fix hundreds of years of slavery and the effects of segregation and discrimination and land theft and redlining and policing? We can't fix none of that. None of that's a problem. When it comes to black folks, it becomes, well, nothing's wrong with you, nigger. That wasn't so bad, nigger. But when it comes to anyone else, they can understand, oh, we got to go in there. We got to fix this. We got to fix that. Oh, we got to get them back on their feet again. We got to, But when it comes to black folks, nothing's wrong with you, nigger. We didn't do anything to you. And if we did, it's not our fault. And if it is our fault, then you're just going to have to deal with it. This is the mindset of a white supremacist. The entire conversation they're having boils down to white supremacy, like groups that don't challenge white hierarchy. They like groups that can become white adjacent. They like groups that can politically assimilate and become socially invisible. And white supremacy does fear groups that force America to confront their past. The reason why America will always be anti-black is because black folks here in America are tied directly to the parts of American history that they desperately want to disconnect from. We are living proof every single day of America's longest running contradiction. American culture is black culture. They use black culture to sell citizenship to America across the globe. But when you get to America, the name of the game is to be anti-black.